Hello and welcome to a very special Saturday spirituality group with our guest Renu.paryani, who is traveling. And Renu is a shamanic practitioner, which means she's in touch with the spirit realms, and she has spirit guides who guide her life. And also the spirit guides help her to help other people. She's in the helping profession, you guys. So without further ado, Renu, please share about yourself, about the spirit world, about everything spiritual. Go, Renu, go!
Hello, everyone. Hello, Harvey, Angela, Laura, Patricia, Daniel, and Anya. I can see only these people. There is Gina and James and Stan, Laura. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good day today and have a good whole of Saturday or Sunday. What is it? I've lost Saturday. Yeah. I am a shamanic practitioner, and I started my journey as a healer when I found my son. He was born with asthma, and he used to fall sick. That time I was living in Bangladesh where there were no hospitals. It was very difficult for him to be treated as a newborn, as a 2-year, 3-year-old child who almost had asthma attacks every month. And he couldn't attend school when he was 4 or 5 years old because 15 days of the month he was in bed striving to breathe. And that is when I got into the healing field and learned Reiki. It used to help him a lot over the time because of his asthma attacks. He was having steroids, which in turn gave him growing pains. And the Reiki really helped with the growing pains. He used to always ask for my warm hands to be on his feet as he couldn't sleep with the pain. And then later on, I moved from Bangladesh to Hong Kong, and I could work further into the healing field. And I learned shamanic practice, how to connect with the spirits. Shamanic practice is very strong. I have built up relationship with my helping spirits over the time. And now I am working, taking help of these spirits for my clients. So whenever I see clients, I help them with their, could be manic issues, could be anxiety issues, any kind of mental issues, or even physical issues like someone going through a terrible accident, the trauma that causes during the accident, while being in the hospital, post hospital issues. All these issues can be solved by working with the shamanic spirits, helping spirits. Also, in hand, we always talk about, as a shaman, we always say, please don't stop contacting your doctors. Please continue taking your medications. Your medications should not interfere with the shamanic work. It goes hand in hand. So the medications prescribed by the doctors can be slowly reduced, because if it is related to mental issues, you can slowly wean off with the consultation of your doctors. But no, we don't ask our patients, or I don't ask my clients to completely stop them. Away from working with the altered states of consciousness in the shamanic practices, I also recently realized that breath work is very important. Wherever you are, if you can grab any videos on breath work, on how to breathe different ways of breathing, the box breathing, the triangular breathing, the 20 connected breaths, any kind of breaths practices that you can follow would be also interesting during your stay at home or whenever you are feeling any anxiety issues or anything else. Um, Breath work also helps in regulating the energy in your whole body. It brings in a lot of energy in your body. Early morning practice of the box breathing or 3 4 times if you practice box breathing, it can help regulate your blood pressure, your whole mood and anxiety levels. uh, Away from all that, there is a new topic that has come up, which is transpersonal psychology, and I have been working on that, which comes as a study done by many psychologists over the years. By Maslow and Stan Grof has been working on it. Carl Jung was working on it, and they have come up now collectively, and it is being recognized because of Stan Grof as a proper subject in the universities and is being taught with holotropic breath work. Transpersonal psychology is something which is and gives a holistic approach to psychology, where you, as a psychologist, they work with their mainstream 4 topics that they use for their clients. Plus, they take a holistic approach on their clients, where they give their clients the option or give their clients some kind of holistic approach, you could say, a Reiki or just a small meditation or breath work or something where the client can further open up to their or even not open up, understand their issues, and then they are able to achieve the goal in a better way and also go deeper into the client's state that is causing them issues. So that's about me. I would be very happy if you have any questions or anything that you would like to discuss.
Well, yeah, I have one basic question. What comes to mind when you mention mental, personal, psychiatric or emotional problems? Is there a different approach when you try to heal the client's physical problems as opposed to the emotional? Is there a difference?
For your physical issues, you would be already seeing a doctor. If not, I can give you some guidance, but please do remember I'm not a doctor. So I usually don't give them any medications or anything. So for physical issues, it's always the doctors. Mental issues, as per me, I would suggest them breath work. I can guide them through box breathing and everything. I could do many things with them, and also the shamanic healing that really calms them down, brings them to a state to understand that focus always there. It has to be a focus on what you want to do today, what you want to do in your life. Instead of going around, of course, there are worldly issues today. There could be the war going on in many different countries, but it shouldn't really affect me so much that I am not living properly. I am not able to do my day-to-day chores. So that becomes like a mental issue if it is really affecting me so much. Or let's talk about someone else's life, or someone in my family is affecting me so much that I'm not able to concentrate on my day-to-day work. Right?
Yeah,
So
nice answer. Yes.
yeah.
Renu, I'm curious, do you use the chakras
Mm-hmm.
in your healing? in your
I
breathing techniques and such?
I don't really use the chakras. It's the whole body that we use that I use in my breathing technique, and even with my shamanic healing. I look around in the whole body. What needs to be healed when I am doing healing for people? There are three major shamanic techniques that I use, which is called extraction, in which I do a whole body scan and I check whatever needs to be removed is removed. Second part is called power animal. Every person possesses a power animal. Now, when you hear the word power animal, it doesn't mean that you are having an animal beside you at home or something. A power animal is your instinct, your animal instinct, which reside in the lower three chakras. The lower three chakras are responsible for your
Right.
worldly things, that I want to do this, I am going to do this. The lower chakra, the root chakra, is responsible for your your mind, your state of mind, that I have to do this. This is my job. Today I have to cook. I have to prepare my meal. I plan what I want to do. The sacral chakra is responsible for action. So I thought of cooking, whatever, I planned it. Now I have to go and cook. That's the action part. I have to go and do it. The sacral is responsible for that. So these two chakras are really also connected with your thinking and your action. These are your animal instincts. They give you the power to do it. And of course, your sexual energies also, they are your animal instincts also, that they are also connected. So you do all that with your animal power. The upper three chakras, the heart chakra, the throat, and the third eye, they are responsible also for your calmness, for your well-being, for your state of being able to think and do things. So all these put together, we always check everything. Whatever needs to be balanced, we do that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Renu, you know, you guys, Renu is deeply connected to the spirit world, you guys. So aren't you guys curious about like what is the spirit world all about? What's going on there? How does it relate to our material world? And how can we find our own guiding spirits? Renu?
So your question about the spirit world, if you have any, you can go ahead and ask.
Yeah, Daddy, ask.
Oh, well, I already did. I thought I don't know what's going on.
I have a question. It's interesting that when your son had asthma, you mentioned that was your first motivation for studying the spirit world, and your first choice was to choose Reiki as a health practitioner. Am I right? I mean,
Yeah.
what was it that made you choose Reiki over any other spiritual practice? And have you changed your modes of spiritual practice now that you've been a spiritual practitioner for such a long time?
I didn't have a choice. I was living in Bangladesh. Bangladesh at that time was not so developed, and they still don't have a lot of spiritual practices being taught over there. There was a Reiki practitioner who was visiting Bangladesh for a week, and she taught Reiki level 1 to all the friends who were interested. And some of my friends asked me that would I be interested, and as I was already looking for away from medical other options for my son, that could anything that could help him, because medicines were not helping him for his asthma. And so I started learning Reiki. It was the level 1 that she came and taught. For another 5 years, there was nothing that was available or being taught in Bangladesh. So I was always looking for learning level 2, but nobody was there to teach or anything unless I traveled abroad. And so then I learned, I think after 6, 7 years, I traveled. Oh, no, I found another person who was a Reiki master who came to Dhaka, and then she taught me level 2 and becoming a Reiki master also.
What about spiritual practices like Ayurveda and acupuncture? Have you reached the levels of spiritual practice where you use other tools and other kinds of spiritual methods to heal people like your son, or to heal yourself, or to expand your spiritual knowledge?
You see, for me, it was when I came, then I moved from, in 2009, I had moved from Bangladesh to Hong Kong. And that is when I came across shamanic healing. I met people and I found my interest over there because with Reiki, Bangladesh was having a lot of issues where people were saying that my houses, they feel uncomfortable in their house and they need some help. There is something in their house. And with my whatever I had practice, whenever I used to sit, I could see spirits, and I would remove spirits from their houses and they felt better. I discussed it with some of my Reiki friends, and they said, "Oh, we don't see anything. Probably you are a seer." And but if it was helping them, that I I could, and I started doing it. And then that is what interested me into shamanic work, because that was very spiritual. And as I started doing the basic shamanic courses with Michael Harner, Foundation of Shamanic Studies. One of his teacher had come to Bali to teach, and when I started doing the foundational classes, the 4 foundational classes, I was immediately taken for the 3-year advanced shamanic course, because the teacher could see that I am able to see a lot of things and able to describe it in the no, not post, before getting into the 3-year advanced shamanic course. I have to write how much work I have done and how many people I have helped. And I had helped a lot of them. So it became obvious that this is my path. I continued with the shamanic path because I enjoyed being in the altered state of consciousness. It did help me. It did give me a lot of insights, and it brought in a lot of growth in me. Shamanic state of consciousness or altered state of consciousness is something where you sit with the music. Michael Harner believed that all the ancient tribes use drumming as their beat to get into the altered state of consciousness. But when I came to breath work, I realized that different kinds of music, or even your breath, laying down on a yoga mat and breathing at a certain pace for a long time, can also take you to an altered state of consciousness. So there are many ways that you can do it. It's just that wherever you can find wherever or whenever you can find your beginning or your start. And so for
Angela,
me,
oh, I'm sorry, Raina. I think Angela, do you have a question?
I had a couple of comments.
Mhm.
I took a course in therapeutic touch, which is
Okay.
similar to Reiki, only you
Okay.
don't physically touch the body, you just muck around in the aura, actually. And I also studied for a couple of months with a Cherokee shaman, and I found that extremely helpful. And it works. I mean, I've got a reputation as a psychic among certain people, but I don't believe you can turn it on and off. I think it's something that either comes or doesn't come. And when I see people like the Long Island medium, I can see where she's picking up a little something, but then she just expands on it. I don't know what uh, I don't know what she follows exactly, but I see her drawing a lot out of the people that she's working with. And I don't see it working that way. I mean, I wouldn't do it professionally because I don't believe you can turn it on and off like that. But when something comes, I follow up on it. And I like I said, I've followed a number of different paths. I'm a lot older than you are, I'm sure. But I'm interested in hearing what you have to say.
There are a few things that I would always like to tell people who are learning or are on this holistic path. That first thing is never overdo it. I have met people who, once they learn something, they are wanting to practice it over and over again. And like one of my own friends, very close friend, she got into shamanic path and she was journeying every day. Now it's a 15-minute journey only, listening to the drumming music and connecting to the spirits. But if you don't have a reason to connect to the spirits, don't do it. If you don't have a reason to do the chakra healing or looking at other person's spirits or their energies, until unless they are asking for it, don't do it. Because overdoing also can, I mean, imagine God created us, right? God created us as humans, to live as humans, to do our day-to-day chores, to do a job, and to live properly. Now, in this, if we feel sometimes unbalanced or mentally unstable, we do a little bit meditation or we help others. But if we want to be always in that upper state, in that state where, oh, I am seeing this, oh, I am helping this person, I myself will go mad. I can't take 4 or 5 clients in a day. I can only take 1 or 2 maximum. And then after that, I would take a break. So if you overdo anything, you would be not in a good state. You would be mentally unstable because our capacity is not that much. We have to understand that.
Chaplain James?
All right, it's a perfect chance for me to come in here. What's this lady's name, Dan? The one that's speaking?
Her name is Renu.
Okay, Renu. You have Jimmy something on the thing. Renu,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
that's all right. I'm very interested in um your talents, knowledge, and skills. I would like to learn more. I put my information in the chat. Please do call me. And this is to you and to the other person that was just on the lady. One, because you don't believe you can, that's the biggest reason why you can't. Two, that other person that's doing it professionally, maybe they can turn it on and off. Because you can't, don't mean they can't. Things are different. People are at different levels. You must strive to be better, do more if that's what you want. But you have to do it in something and with something. And I finished now. We should talk though.
Thank you,
Okay,
James.
I'll connect with you, James. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Renu,
the,
Hold
oh, go
on,
ahead,
hold on.
Daniel.
Daniel, we'll get to you,
Okay.
but Patricia has her hand patiently raised. Go ahead, Patricia.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Renu.
Hi.
Recently I'm doing research on the concept spiritual emergency, and I'm in a group that would find a way to design something that could help for these people that are undergoing or went through the spiritual emergency. And I want to ask, according to your experience, what kind of help does those people need or want? Thank you.
Okay, Patricia, spiritual emergence can be of many different types, many different reasons that they have. First of all, we need to listen to them very carefully. Are you guiding them, or how are you helping them?
Well, I think we won't give help to them directly, but we are thinking about building something like a community or a database.
Physically, you can help them. You can build a database. Shamanic healing also helps them a lot, because most of the spiritual emergence cases, I have found that they need shamanic healing, not one, but more sessions. And after that, you need to follow up with them. You need some kind of a family care for them who is following up on their daily routines. They need to be in a state, in a monitored state, where someone is reporting to you that they are doing well. They need to be pushed to do a certain things, like I mentioned earlier, and I always will insist, your day-to-day chores remain. If I have to do a certain things, cooking, walking, washing clothes, those have to be done. If the day-to-day chores are not done properly, that means it will not improve. So if they have quit their jobs, ask them to join, go back to work, go somewhere else, but go back to work. If they are old, then give them certain kind of day-to-day chores to do, cleaning utensils, putting your clothes back in the wardrobe properly. Day-to-day chores have to be given for their mind to be occupied with something, so that they are not distracted. You see, that's very important job for spiritual emergence. Another thing is, if they are at a very high level of state where they are seeing or speaking with God. You see what happens with spiritual emergence, different levels, but the highest state is where they are not able to adjust their way of living, what they are living with, and then suddenly you get a message, you have to do this, you are a beautiful soul and pious soul. And then they don't know how to integrate the two, how to live in between the message that they have received and the current life, because current life is more tougher compared to just listening or receiving continuous messages. So you have to find a balance in between all this. So if you need my help, I'm there to help you with your patients or with your clients.
Thank you. Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
Renu, can I put your email in the chat for everyone to see?
Yes, sure, you can. Yeah.
All right. What about your WhatsApp phone number?
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, never mind. Just your
let's
email. All right.
let's
That's
filter
okay.
it.
It's okay, Renu.
Thank
Daniel,
you.
do you still have something you want to say?
Yes. Renu, I appreciate you saying that you see at most one or two clients a day, because I imagine the energies are very strong. So I had an amusing thought. American psychotherapists try to fit in as many clients as they can in one day, for money and other things. But, aside from that, I wanted to go back to something that I had a reaction to. When you entered the Bangladeshi homes to try to help the people feel better, you said that you saw spirits and you removed them, and then the people felt better. Now, sensing that there's something in the room is something I can do. I can walk into a room and I have an intuitive, emotional ability to pick up on, something with people that they're not saying. That's what I can relate to. But when you said you saw spirits, I cannot visualize what is it that you saw. Could you describe what a spirit looks like, the bad spirit, and how did you exactly remove them?
That's a very interesting question. So initially, when I used to see spirits, I would never be able to see. Till now, I'm not able to see many a times, I would say. Yes, sometimes I have seen clear faces, but usually it's just a blur or just a fog, or it's just the energy. Mostly, I would say 70 to 80% times it's just the energy. And if I am removing, it's just the energy. Always remember, if you are feeling uncomfortable in a place, forget the place. Place you cannot do anything. In your own home, if you are feeling uncomfortable, try to use the sage, a Palo Santo, just pass it all around the home, asking, remember, intention is everything. Asking whatever is not needed, please, thank you very much, leave the place, leave my room. It is my home, it's a beautiful home, I love it. And just spread the beautiful fragrance around. Remember again, intention is everything, everything will leave. How strong is your intention? And that's what I do, the same thing.
All right. How about Harvey again? Go ahead, Harvey.
Yeah, so this is my issue, and so I'm just curious about how do you charge your clients? Because my particular feeling is I have enough money to live on, that I don't need the money, so I just do this freely.
How do I charge my clients? They can pay me via PayPal. Do you want to know the amount from me?
Well,
is it?
Not necessarily the amount, but just and how do you? But I guess maybe you rationalize it because you do need the money. Is that correct?
Yes, I do need the money for living.
That's fine then. Yeah. But what would you do in my case where I don't need the money and I'm comfortable just doing this for free because that's how I do it?
I don't get your point. Are you trying to say that you want to see, you want to take a session from me, or are you saying about yourself that you want to help people?
Yes. I see somebody raising their hand. She wants to say something.
If you don't want to take money from people, from your own clients, you could charge them the bare minimum. But remember, there has to be an energy exchange.
That's what I had heard years ago, and in fact, when I first started this, my friend said to me, "I don't value anything that I don't pay for," and that resonated with me to some degree, and so we came up with $10 an hour, and that was satisfactory and such. But that was a time in my life where I did need money. So I'm just kind of trying to balance that out for myself. What's the best thing to do? But I think you said something valuable to me, which is that people don't respect it if you don't ask for something, that there's not an exchange.
I will give you an
they're giving me their time.
No, I'll give you an example.
Go ahead.
So being a shamanic practitioner makes you very empathetic. pathetic. And so I came across one of the clients who couldn't pay. He was going through issues, manic issues, and he had no money. He was in not a good relationship with his wife and his children, and things were very bad for him. I did help him with 3 sessions and no money at all. It has been 6 or 7 years now. He's come back asking that he is earning and he wants monthly sessions from me. And so I told him that, look, if that is the case, please, if you're earning, I would request you to pay for the old sessions first when you didn't have the money, and we can start with the monthly sessions.
That's
So,
fantastic. I love that. Okay,
yeah.
good. Thank you. Thank you.
All
That's been
right.
very
Now
helpful.
we,
Thank you.
Laura has been patiently waiting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just Renu, 1 second. So Harvey, another option might be to actually charge someone, and you could possibly donate that money to a mutual good cause as well, because people do not value typically something that they don't pay for. And that $10 an hour, I totally get what you're saying on that, but that might be a good thing. You don't have to tell them they're donating, but
Well,
you know, in the
actually,
grand,
apropos of that, I do have a 501c3 of
There you
my
go.
own where it could go. So I'm a little reluctant to ask for it, but I think I'm going to start considering that now. But thank you, Laura.
No problem. So, hi, Renu. You are just so interesting, and you really touch my heart and my soul for so many of the things that you've shared and said. This has been since I joined this group. I don't know, maybe 2 years. I'm not. Yeah, 2 years ago. It's been quite a journey for myself. In the business for what I do for a job is become very much a part of my life, and healing and spirituality and God, and just having the ability to grow in my life and open my mind to different things that I never would have before. Leaves me at this point where I have so many questions for you. I would like to email you, and I would love to find out about doing a session with you, because I think the question that I wrote down before was, how do you discover, or how did you know, or how were you able to confirm that this healing existed in you, right? And how to help it to grow, to do things to help it grow, because everything that you've talked about just makes absolute sense for me in the grand scheme of spirituality, and I'm not really sure about the rest of it, the spiritual world. As Dan could tell you, I've been reluctant. I won't even say the word om. Like, it just used to try and get me to om. And I found a way to find my own peace and use breathing, but not in any structured way. But I'm trying to change that and see if what I feel and my interactions with others in a healing perspective are real. I'm not really sure how to validate that. But is that something that you and I could discuss on a separate note? Okay. So I'll go back to the question of what were your steps after your son, right? Like, what helped you to, I guess, confirm with yourself or feel that you are a healer, besides your own interaction with your son?
So, there is one thing that before answering your question, there is one thing that I will tell to everyone is that always follow your intuitions.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure. You see, on a healing path, I came across a teacher, I learned Reiki. I came across another teacher, I learned level 2 of Reiki, but that teacher was not good for me. She didn't teach me properly, and I couldn't continue it. Then the third teacher came, and I learned. I followed with her. I mastered it. I moved to Hong Kong. I learned crystal healing. I learned color therapy. I learned aura soma. None of these were taking place in my life until I came across a shamanic practitioner. And that just made me happy. I wanted to do it more. After doing the shamanic path for 4 5 years, learning everything, I came across a breath worker. I wanted to learn it more because I was feeling the connection between the shamanic work and the breath work. And so his teacher was Dan Brule. I paid money, I did everything. I paid a lot of money for going to Australia and doing the course for 15 days or 10 days. I've booked my flights. COVID was still going on. Suddenly, just a month before, the whole thing got cancelled. I accepted it that Dan Brule is not my teacher. It's not working out somehow. I moved on. So be intuitive enough to understand who is your right teacher. Be intuitive enough to understand what is your right path to take. Be intuitive enough. Follow the things, the events that are happening to make it happen. If the events are guiding you or giving you some kind of indication that it's not happening, don't follow that. Don't insist, or don't be strict enough to go into that path. Why isn't it happening for me? I want to go to the bank today. Oh, my gas stopped working. Oh, the lift is not working. Understand the intuitions, understand the indications that are being given to you that not a good day to do it. Okay, fine. If it's not happening, it's not happening. Let's give it
Right.
up. Be prepared
Understood.
for it.
Understood. And that's not something I used to be very comfortable with, but I've gained enough confidence in myself to go with my intuition and understand that, there is some place I'm supposed to be. And if I just open my mind, that I'll be there. And I'm going to say today is case in point for me, because I haven't been on this meeting in such a long time. And today I said, you know what? I'm definitely going to go. I plan on going to an event, and I had emailed Dan about it this coming week. But yes, I understood, and that's why I'm
So,
asking.
yeah, and so you see, all this is connected to the change. Be open to the change. Things are changing in the world. We are moving into an AI world now. So accept it, that there is a reality. Everything is changing. The weathers are changing. We can call it global warming or whatever, but things are changing. Everything is changing very fast. Be open to it. Accept it. The children are changing. Look at them, what we were, what they are now. And accordingly, choose your path. I chose my path because what came to me. It was not like I was forcing myself. Yes, the shamanic path, the spiritual path was what I wanted to learn. I was good at it. But for me, it was all that came to me. The time was right. The teachers came to me. It all will happen. It all will fall in place if it is meant to be.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Laura.
Thank you. Thank you, Renu.
Gina, you have been patient. Go ahead.
Hello, thanks, Dan. So I am a little bit familiar with shamanism because of my Korean culture, and shamanism is actually viewed like I think to some like witchcraft or like fortune telling in my culture. And I was curious what you thought of that. And the second part of my question is that my sister uses, I don't know how I say this, but she sees a shaman to connect with our ancestors successfully. And she's very, I don't know how far along she's gotten with the ancestry like communication, but am I also, through my relationship with my sister, connected to the ancestors, even though I do not see a shaman? Or do I need a separate, like, individual session to connect with them directly?
My first question would be, why do you want to connect to your ancestors? What is your interest?
There are a lot of uncertainties with my family history that I would like some answers on, and just to get to know them, just to see what type of people they were. I did go to their burial sites recently, and I know nothing about them. I've just heard about them. And I think that's the main reason.
So, okay, let me give you my perspective. The reason why we connect to the ancestors is to learn from them. Okay, learn something spiritual or something that they knew would be so valuable enough for our life, not to change anyone else in the family. Remember, there is one quote that always comes to me in my life is, be the change that you want to see in the world. That means I bring the change in myself. I don't want to change anyone else. Harvey is Harvey, Angela is Angela, Laura is Laura, Dan is Dan. Everyone is whatever they are because of their own reasons. I bring the change in myself today because I am not a punctual person. How can I become punctual? I want to connect to my ancestors today to find out how they were so, let's say, healthy in life. Or I connect to my ancestors to understand how they survived without seeing any doctors or having any medications. Or I want to connect to my ancestors to understand how they did this particular ritual. Okay, I will do that. It is not easy to connect to ancestors. And why do you want to connect? If you are also connecting via someone, how do you know whether whatever messages they are passing is true? Your ancestors will tell you that you have to eat half a pound of meat once in a week. So what will you do then? Now you'll be in a dilemma. The shaman will tell you one day. And then what will you do? You'll be in a dilemma because that message came to the shaman, and the shaman doesn't know now what to do. So she will pass it on to you, and you'll be in a dilemma. So be very careful. Why do you want to connect? Okay. Now, your sister is connecting to a shaman for whatever reason. You want to connect because your sister is connecting?
I guess partly yes, but I think hearing her successful sessions with her shaman and being able to connect with the ancestors from what she's told me has made me a little bit curious. And I do have specific questions for my ancestors. Like, if, some story I heard is true, or did this person really pass away in this manner? And I guess to your point is, I guess we take all of the answers with a grain of salt, and we have to, I guess, question if the messages the shaman is giving us is true, because, right, how do we really know? So now I'm thinking, are the answers my sister's receiving from the shaman, is that true?
Okay, so we can do one session. Okay, but let's see what comes up from that session. I would always do like one session to find out how important it is for you to uh, to uh, to get all those answers that you are looking for. And if none of them are so important, remember, these are my helping spirits. And suppose you become a shaman, they will be your helping spirits. These are not like Oh, today I want a candy. Oh, today I want a chocolate milk. No, they don't do that. They will stop helping you if you do these kind of things, right? If something very important or pertinent is happening, I'll give you one example. One of my friends' son was in a car accident. I got the message at around, I was in Hong Kong. I live in Hong Kong. And I was in Hong Kong. It was 10 a.m. I got the message and I sat for a 15-minute session. I connected to the person. I connected with the soul, and the soul didn't want to go back into the body. And it was a very, very difficult situation. I had to sit for many sessions for things to work out. So you see how important it was. For the accident had just happened. It was only half an hour or 45 minutes that we got the message from India, somewhere in Bangalore. The message came all the way to Hong Kong, and I sat within 45 minutes of the accident, and it took almost 2 days for the person to recover and come back to a state of consciousness. And so imagine someone's life. In the end, that person lost both the eyes who had the accident, but he was alive. So you imagine in that state when I am helping the person, and you imagine the state where I want to connect to my ancestors. So do you understand the point that sometimes when we connect to the spirits for real help, someone has got cancer and it's on the first stage, and we are helping that person, or there is a person who had COVID and he was fighting for his life, and we are helping that person. There were stages that I did sit for 4 clients in a day, 4 different clients in a day, when the COVID was at peak and people were just dying. I couldn't help all of them. I sat for 4 in 3 days. 2 survived and 2 passed away. Imagine my state. I was sitting in a home because Hong Kong was like gridlocked. We couldn't move out of the house also. It was the safest place I was in. But imagine my emotional state. So those kind of things become very important to us. Today I'm supposed to sit for a client also in the morning, but I woke up very late, who is going through depression, and she's suicidal. So for me it is important to sit for those people, to help them with the spiritual work. And so when you come up with this question, I feel like I will sit for you and I will guide you, but it could be just 1 or 2 sessions. But for my other client, they need me, and I would give my energy there. Uh, it comes to the point which Laura said that I don't do this for money. I will not do it multiple sessions just because you want to connect to your ancestors. There has to be a solid reason to connect also. Don't live in the dilemma that the ancestors will give you answer about the person who died in such a way, and so it will help you. How is it going to help you in your future life? Or how is it going to help you with knowing that your uncle is doing the right thing or not? Well, then we just directly straight away ask the question from the spirits that will my uncle give me this ancestral property or not? Correct?
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we
Correct.
focus on what the question is, and then we accordingly we connect and get the answers.
All right. Chaplain James has been patient. Chaplain James, you
I
there?
can't remember what I was gonna say, but anyway, Renu,
Yes.
I agree with you 100%, and I like you.
Thank you.
Very nice. All right, all right. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm simply going, Reno, I'm simply going to jump from person to person and ask them a simple question. And that question is, Angela, how are you feeling right at this moment? Angela, are you there? You've got to unmute yourself.
Tired.
Tired. Oh, one word answer. That's so beautiful. Thank you. Laura, how are you feeling at this moment?
Amazingly great and inspired, hopeful, and positive.
Daniel, how are you feeling?
Calm and relaxed.
Ah, how about you, Patricia?
Well, I'm also tired. I had a busy day.
Say you were tired and what?
I had a busy day.
Oh, you had a busy day. Okay. Stan Rozowski, how are you feeling?
I'm okay, Dad. Woke up breathing again. Got off to a good start. Laura, it's nice to see you. It's been a while since we've seen each other. I'm okay. I, for some reason, feel a little anxious. I'm having a hard time. Been working on my breathing as I've been sitting here watching everybody on the screen. Renu, you know, I'm over 70 years old, and you're the second Renu that I've ever met. And
Wow.
the other one I only met a few years ago. We become friends. She lives in California. Anyway, so it was interesting to see your name, familiar name. And I'm glad to be here, you know. I'm just glad to be a part of this and listening and learning. And I think all is well. Thank you.
All right, Stan. And I know that when we experience anxiety, it's hard for us to absorb information. But don't worry, Stan, there will be a video where we could watch it 1,000 times. Chaplain James, how are you feeling right at this moment?
Totally awesome.
Oh, that's
Laura.
awesome. All right, all right.
Wait, Laura.
Yes.
Laura, did you see I put my information in the chat? I think we should talk.
I would enjoy that very much. I did copy the information, and I will reach out. Please bear with me. I'm measuring my time carefully with everything that I'm
You
balancing.
measure it wisely, Laura.
I look forward to talking to you. Thank you.
I too.
Thank you, Chaplain James. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome, Darren.
Gina Kim, how are you feeling right at this moment?
Very curious.
Ah, very curious. Very nice. Very nice. Catherine Fazio, how are you feeling at this moment?
I feel content. It was very interesting to hear. I saw a shaman once at the Robert Bly conference, but I don't know much about it, really. I was thinking that I have a friend who is very much in depression, and nothing I say is working. And I'm wondering if I should share her email with her. I don't know if she would be open because she's very much in a negative spot, but I'm very giving and I want to try to help her. She's very stuck. So anyway, I'm feeling grateful and that I want to share.
Catherine, did you see Renu's email in the chat?
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't know if I should tell her because I listened to the whole everything. It sounds comforting to some. Maybe that could be a helpful path for her. I don't know.
Well, perhaps you and Renu can talk about it later. Maybe.
I will try to email you, Renu, and just tell her because I heard what you said, you just don't do things for no reason. There are a lot of people depressed, but I don't. I help people, but I'm at I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to offer anymore except compassion.
Catherine, you can connect me, and you can send an email to me with your friend also in the same email. Let's get connected. I don't mind working with you and your friend together, or only your friend later on if she wants to. I'm open to that. Everyone, just send me email, please. Don't wait for me to send you an email. I have many clients, and reach out to me. I will get back to you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Beautiful.
I won't wait, Renu.
Now,
Guaranteed.
Sandy, how are you feeling?
I could be better, Dan.
How?
And
What's going on,
anxious, and
Sandy? What's going on?
I'd rather not talk about it.
All right. Well, we'll keep you in our prayers, Sandy.
Thank you.
Anya, how are you feeling?
I'm a little slow today. I'm on the slow uptake because I'm not feeling well, but I'm very interested in what Renu was talking about in everybody's comments. And I was just thinking, with the spirituality group having gone on for so long, I thought like about a month ago, what about shamanism? Are we ever going to touch on that subject? Because we touch on all realms of spirituality, and today's the first day that I actually heard something and someone, as yourself, Renu, talking about shamanism. And it's a very interesting topic because I love what you had to say about intent, and the power of intent is means everything. Because that thought came to my mind just one day, and to be honest, I didn't know what to do with it. But I think it's very important that the power of intention has so much to do with healing and what goes on behind it. So I'm just grateful to be here. I'm very grateful to hear you and everybody's comments. And don't think I could afford a session at this time. And I totally understand how money's necessary when it comes to having a fair relationship of any kind. But I just want to say I'm happy for this time to be here today. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Anya. And be careful what you think about, because Anya, you seem to have a powerful mind that can manifest Saturday spirituality groups. Helen, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I did not expect anything. I did not look if I am late or not late. And luckily, I did not miss the spirituality session. And I thought it was very mind opening, very interesting, very much. Even though, I kind of woke up with anxiety, I really, calm myself with this talk and with this subject. And I did not feel pressured and just people trying to help other people in their lives. I think that was just a wonderful speaker lady. I hope you have more speakers like that. She was very upfront in terms of the money factor and all that, and it was just wonderful, which I did not expect. Maybe that's why I'm so surprised that I was so thrilled with what I was hearing, and it calmed my spirits in many ways. I'm just delighted to be here and not to have missed this session. And no, I don't like the talk. I'll be honest with you. I don't like the talk. I should not even mention it, but I do. I don't like the talk about, no God, I am atheist, this, because I think it irritates people who don't think like that. But this particular thing is wonderful. It's whatever it can be to help yourself and somebody to help you. So this is what I want to hear more. Thank you.
All right. And finally, Harvey, how are you feeling, Harvey?
The other Newman, okay. And yeah, I feel wonderful, very inspired. And I just wanted to say to Renu, I'm very impressed by the work that she does and the humanity that I can feel in her. I mean, I've run into shamans who are, how shall I put it, very impressed with themselves. I felt a great deal of humility and compassion in Renu.
All right. So we have technically 16 minutes left. We don't have to be very strict with the timing. If we'll pause for 2 minutes. If anyone wants to break the silence and either make a comment or a question for Renu, please do. Otherwise, we can adjourn early, but it's up to us as a group.
No early.
No, early.
No.
But what I also want to say that, sometimes maybe just meditation, different kinds of meditations, sessions, maybe you can have somebody do it or quite a few people at different times, to help calm the mind, the nerves, the body. I think that would be very beautiful. I know that you mentioned that you're part of this Buddhist, whatever. Maybe somebody from there, maybe what you learned to incorporate in a few minutes of meditation. That's very, very good.
I can guide you through a 15-minute meditation if you all are okay with it.
I would love it.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
All right.
I want to talk.
How about you, Dan? Are you okay with it?
Well, we have someone who wants to talk more, which is
Yeah,
Chaplain.
Sure.
And how do, well, let's give it a vote. How do we vote on Zoom? Let's see. Oh, okay, raise your hand. Does everyone know how to raise their hand or give a thumbs up? Okay, raise your hand or give a thumbs up if you want to do a 15-minute meditation with Renu.
I do, but I'm not raising my hand because I don't want to run to the computer now. I'm just relaxed. So I do.
Okay, so we have
I don't,
one,
but
two.
I'm not raising my hand either.
Okay. Oh, we have four people. Well, we have 14 guests. So four people is not a lot. But Sandy, thumbs up. Sandy? Sandy, yes, no? Okay.
4 people what, Dan?
4 people said yes. What about you, Gina?
Oh,
Gina, yes,
that's
no?
I'm open to it.
All right. I'm sorry, Chaplain James. I think the majority are open to a
that is something you should do on your own before you get here.
Sorry, Chaplain James. If everyone would please mute themselves except for Renu, go ahead and guide us into meditation.
Okay, everyone, relax. Take a few deep breaths. You can close your eyes. You can imagine bringing in light energy. This energy is light in its buoyancy. It's not light because it is white in color. This is very, very light energy coming and falling on the top of your head. Right at the top of your head, it is falling. It is spreading all around you slowly. And as it is falling down, it is pushing everything heavy around you down. It is pushing down. Anything heavy, and you are feeling light energy covering your head. Pushing anything heavy down from your face, from the back of your head. Pushing everything down slowly from your outer body. Down and down from your shoulders. Bringing this light energy inside the head. Pushing anything heavy down from inside your head also. Inside your cheeks, inside your eyes, pushing everything down. Making yourself feel lighter on your upper head, pushing everything heavy down your jaws, down your neck. Pushing everything heavy down your chest. Pushing this light energy on your spine. Bringing it down the spine all the way down to the tailbone. From the tailbone, imagine a cord going down to Mother Earth. You're pushing everything heavy out from your body through that cord, giving it to Mother Earth, asking Mother Earth to take anything heavy from you and everything heavy, pushing it down. Making yourself feel lighter around your chest, around your back. Pushing everything heavy down your stomach. Your liver, your lower abdomen, your gut. Making it feel lighter, relaxed. You can also bring the heavy energy down from the bottom of your feet, giving it to Mother Earth. Pushing it down your abdomen, making yourself feel lighter on your waist, your abdomen. Making yourself feel lighter around your thighs, pushing it down through your knees. Making your calves feel lighter, your ankles, the sole of the feet. Slowly you can visualize the heavy energy going to Mother Earth. And then whenever you feel, you can disconnect the cord from Mother Earth, from your tailbone, and from the bottom of your feet, saying thank you. And you can come back. This is an energy moving exercise or a meditation practiced by the Andean shamans. They are called the Keros. They live high up in the mountains of Peru. And this exercise is called Saman Chakri. It is beneficial to practice this every day for 15 minutes in the morning, in the evening, and it will help you feel lighter and more focused during the day if you practice it in the morning, and lighter and get a good sleep in the evening if you practice before going to bed.
All right, you guys. Thank you, Renu. You're wonderful. And thank you, everyone, for coming. My dog wants some Tootsie Roll, which I will not give him. And
Sounds just like you, Dan. Abusing the dog.
So let me ask Renu, before we turn off the recording, I would like to feature you. Let me spotlight you. And can you give us 3 minutes of parting statements and thoughts and wisdom?
Okay. I think I gave a lot of information. Stay happy, stay blessed. There is a lot going around in the world. More will be coming also. So just stay focused in your day-to-day routine.